Hello there, YouTube friends and family. My gosh, we have a beautiful day out there today. My future's so bright I gotta wear shades. You guys, some of you guys know what that's from, right? Look at, we got a bright, sunny, blue sky day, but it's, 50 degrees or so, but hey, we'll take it. We will take it. I'm in here working on Project Redford today, and today we will install the last piece of accessory kit to Project Redford before we go on our trip to Moab. And what I'm going to do is put a shelf system in the back. I saw another YouTuber install this. Looked like it worked out really good. And we're thinking for gear organization, there are certain things that are going to be buried, right? When you have everything stacked up 2.5, 3 feet in the back of your Bronco. So I'm thinking we won't have to, if you need something and it's on the bottom, at least it's either going to be on the bottom of the lower section or on the bottom of the shelf. Going to be easier to get at. Maybe put the stuff that we're accessing a lot on the shelf and make it easy to get at. What I was planning on doing, and I've talked about this before, I was planning on trying to convert one of these old Bronco accessories back from when I had my 2-door Bronco. I was thinking maybe I could, turn this mollie panel into some kind of a shelf system. I could build my own brackets that go down to the sides. I could add my own trim around here, around the sides to keep things from shifting. Maybe combine these two somehow. Maybe flip these up and weld them in place. I don't know. There's all sorts of curves and stuff going on here that nothing's straight, So this versus what I'm going to do ultimately is just a whole lot more work for something that I may only use once or twice. I think I'm better off putting this whole secure storage accessory onto Facebook Marketplace and selling it as one piece instead, or one accessory instead of cutting it up. I found a storage shelf accessory on the internet. It's from the company called BROADDICT, and I watched this accessory get installed on another channel. It looks pretty straightforward. There's one thing that bothers me a little bit about it, and it has to do with after this is installed, will I be able to take the top off without too much trouble? But let's take a look at this first. It's very well built. It's a lot larger than that setup would be, which is good. It'll hold a lot more stuff. It comes with its own elastic cargo net, and what you see here is what you get, except for the bolts. This is the left side brace, bolts down to the removable top hardware. Then that side bolts into that side of the shelf. Same thing over here, bolts down to the removable top hardware, and then bolts into the side of the shelf. So really shouldn't be too big of a deal getting that out of the way to lift the top off. My plan for the summer is to take the top off this thing, because I love this thing with the top off. It looks so much even better with the top off. For the whole summer, because I've got toaster I can drive, my Cherokee XJ, if it's a rainy day or, cold out, whatever, I can just drive that, and I'll leave the Bronco convertible sitting inside the garage here out of the way. That's my plan anyway, you know, but plans change, so you never know. Let's step around the corner here to my office, show you what I'm dealing with. Like I said, this is the last accessory I'm going to install for this trip. Got everything else in place. We leave in less than a month now, and this shelf will bolt down to these removable hardtop bolts and come up to about the level of the back seat going across this way. And I'm really looking forward to getting it installed. Shouldn't be any big deal at all. I'm going to record the whole thing, probably do a little chatting through it. Shouldn't even take that long. Pretty good pictograph instructions here. And here's our hardware. It is a 5mm Allen head socket that I'm going to be using, and a 13mm wrench. That's all it takes, because half of the hardware is your removable top hardware. Plus, there are other install videos online already, so we're not going to get in too much detail. All right, let's get started. I hope this is showing up okay on screen. It's so hard to record in the back of these Broncos. They're just so black, all black and dark. But the plan is, according to the instructions and the other YouTube installs that I've watched, to get the two side pieces loosely in place, and then stand the shelf unit up in here and get it bolted to the back bolt on each side, then swing it up and stick a front bolt in. Really the only way you can do it as a one-man team. First thing I have to do for this side is remove the hardtop bolt. Careful with the window. Alright, so we're going to have to kind of scoop this in here like this without damaging the paint. Let me get one started back here. Get this front one started. Kind of loosely installed on that side. Now we move to the other side. Same thing, kind of hook it in here, get it to tip up, get a bolt in here for starters, that'll hold it. So the holes in these brackets are slotted this way. All right, we are ready to set the shelf in here against the back, put two bolts in, swing it up, and put the other bolts in. Easy peasy. So far I have like 2.5 minutes invested in this. This is going great. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. All right, let's get this thing sideways in here and get our first bolts started. Like I said, it's quite heavy, so it's almost a two-man job, but I think I can get at least the back two bolts started in here by myself. I may have to set this up on a block to get it up high enough, but let's give it a try here. Whoa. Wants to swing around. All right, here we go. We got one. I'll get a nut started on there. All right, that can't fall. Hope I wasn't in the way for that, but I think you'll get the idea anyway. All right. The washers go in that order. Lock washer, then a flat washer. And I like to keep that rounded side of the flat washer up towards the bolt. And let's swing this up. Get this one in. You're already getting the idea of what this thing's going to look like, which is pretty awesome. This is a really super easy install. Imagine my arm's in the way there, but get that nut started. Cool. Looking good already. Man, it's looking good already. And here we go. Last two nuts and bolts going on this side. And this is going swimmingly, as they say in jolly old England. Of course, as soon as I say that, then I have a nut that won't thread on. All right, got the camera positioned a little bit higher to see over that lip now. I didn't even think of that. Decided to go with a 5mm regular old 5mm wrench and the ratcheting 13mm instead of trying to fit a ratchet wrench in here. Get these tightened up. Nice. Yep, I'm going to be in the way of the camera. And the last one on this side. Bit of a reach. A bit of a, you know, tight squeeze back here. Drive Mr. Toaster if I need to go somewhere in the rain. Who's coming? Neighbor Dan. I'll be right back. And of course, the last thing, don't forget to tighten down your removable hardtop bolts. That will cause a lot of rattling. I made sure it's centered up this way. I've got it lined up with the brackets here. I think it's sitting exactly where I want it. These brackets do get pretty close to that roll bar there, but I've got them clear in the roll bar. Shouldn't rub any paint. There's maybe an 1/8 inch of gap on the back sides. So let's tighten this hardtop down and we can be done with it. There we go. Let's see what this cargo net looks like on here. Got a hook on every corner. That side down. Drape it this way. Pack your stuff in there. Throw that over the other side of your stuff and hook it down. I'm going to hook it up just so it doesn't rattle. Nice. Like I said, you can hang stuff down here if you wanted to. Also, it's pretty stiff. Just pulling down on that with my hands. Pretty stiff. Good. Checkbox, done. Well, all right, there you have it. The last accessory to get installed to Project Redford before our Moab, Red Rocks, Grand Canyon off-roading trip. Really looking forward to that. I definitely recommend this if you're going to do some big trips. This thing is very sturdy, super easy to install. If I wouldn't have been filming, this would have been maybe a 10-15 minute job tops. This is going to make organizing the cargo much easier back here. Really looking forward to putting this to use. So that'll be it for today, I guess. Thanks for coming along for the ride. If you like this kind of material, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. I don't really care. Other than that, have a good day.